Oh, watch, it's gonna be super loud again. Here it comes. Ow! What is wrong with you? Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of my full LEGO Star Wars full series playthrough. I'm joined by my friend here, LRB Studios. Go ahead and say hi.
Hello.
So, LRB was having some technical difficulties, so we've decided we're going to do the first, at least the first game here on my channel. So I guess we're just going to go ahead and we're going to get started here. So last time, I believe, the plan was to go ahead and get started on episode 2. Last time we did free play on episode 1. You can go and check that out earlier. There should be a playlist down in the doobly-doo, so definitely give that a whirl. For those of you wondering how we're playing, we're actually using Parsec and Dolphin to emulate the GameCube version of this game. Don't worry, I do own the game. I do own it, and I did actually have the disc working for a while. I don't know why it stopped, but I do still have use old save working for the second game, so definitely look forward to that.
I heard it's not a victimless crime.
I guess let's go ahead and get started here then.
Alright.
So this is going to be weird for some people. If you've only played the complete saga, then you're probably used to this episode starting with Bounty Hunter Pursuit. His face is glorious as always. You're probably used to this episode starting with Bounty Hunter Pursuit if you've only played the complete saga version of this game. You can see not the case. Like I said, a lot of people think... Oh, I think we had this conversation before, but a lot of people are under the impression that for the complete saga, that they merely copy-pasted this first game, and it's clear they still retextured it, which I think is pretty awesome, and it's something they did not need to do. Obviously it looks similar, because they didn't want to, like, change anything they didn't have to, but they did add detail. From what I can tell, they retextured pretty much the whole game to at least look like it was the same as the second game, and I think that's really cool, honestly, and they probably deserve more credit for that. I don't think I want people know, and that's a little trick you guys can use there. Learn that from speedrunners. I think the game devs expect you to... What's up?
Did Obi-Wan have his headset on in Complete Saga? Because I'm pretty sure he didn't, but I'm probably wrong.
No,
Alright.
I don't think he does. I think they changed that. Because this is how he came in his Jedi Starfighter set back in the day, a long time ago when episode 2 first came out.
Yeah, I have the old version and the new version. Well, no, I don't have the old... I have the old figure, I have the new version, I have the old figure.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But just from that mini kit there, though, I believe TT actually expects you to like get a high jumper, but yeah, something we know for speedrunners. If you jump all the way up and you use your attack, you do get a little tiny boost from it, and sometimes it's just enough to get yourself a really high up stud or a mini kit.
Does Obi-Wan have the headset on in the whole episode, or?
It's possible. He might just have it on in this one since he was just in his Starfighter.
Yeah. But that's actually kind of unique, because you know, in a complete saga they didn't have that.
Yeah, they don't have that anymore. Probably because just it looks weird, and most people don't remember his little headset. But I mean, I don't know. He's wearing it in the beginning of 3, as far as the movies are concerned. So I'm surprised that they didn't like just retexture it, make it look better. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna have their headsets again in the new game, just whenever they're in the ship, which makes sense. The newer games can have way more stuff on them.
I used to hate that and the Lego sets, how they had the headsets on their head. It's just like, and like they didn't have the alternate head to just turn it around, but just like, I don't know, I didn't like them for some reason. Now I like them. But
yeah, no, I think the classic Legos can be a little bit over worshipped, and I think that I think that at the end of the day, the new double head standard is kind of what I prefer. To be perfectly honest, this stumped me as a kid. I was so bad with using a joystick back in the day. I messed this up so many times as a kid. I like
that I can be R4, do nothing essentially this whole game. Small things.
I mean, you definitely helped me here and there. A lot of people don't even know how useful an R2 unit is in the Jango Fett boss fight at the end of this level. Yeah, like, he's so important in the boss fight. Well, sure, you can just jump it, but it's better to just keep fighting Jango. We always gotta be careful with these bombs. If you attack them too up close in this game, the bombs can actually explode Obi-Wan and kill him in one hit. So it's important to do your double jump attack like far away from the bombs, and they do drop a lot of money in this game, as well as the complete saga. And I think they have power-ups in them. At least one of them does in the complete saga as well, if my memory serves. Another change, the power-up thing.
Yeah.
You can tell they added that in a hurry since it's like a plain orb.
Yeah. I think power-ups were kind of just unnecessary. They were cool, but they were like the game would, like, you know, the game wouldn't change at all if they weren't there. I would say.
I mean, yeah, I think for like little kids it probably helps with like difficulty for them, but I think you know what you're doing. Like, yeah, it's not gonna like save you from anything, and dealing double damage doesn't make much of a difference in these games either. The sheer amount of enemies that die instantly, it's pretty huge. So, all right, good on that. And of course, the lack of a clone troubadour means we can actually just walk right into the disco room now. I know you were lamenting the disco, but it is still here.
Yeah.
So we'll
oh yeah, I thought it wasn't. I'm sorry. That's very much my mistake.
How dare you? But no, you might notice the camera's different in here too. In the second or the complete saga game, it's simply a flat angle, so it's easier. This one kind of pans around. It's a lot stranger.
You want to start it?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the oh, it's not for the other thing. Never mind.
And then
yeah,
this.
The disco music is actually the outro to my videos.
Oh,
it's
right,
copyright free. It's copyright free, so.
I found a song that I want to use for my outro, but it's kind of dark, so I probably shouldn't.
I don't know. You know, if just in case you want to know, the Han Solo song is not copyrighted, so if you want to use that, you can do that as your the one from the Connect. I don't know why it's not copyrighted, but yeah, people use it.
People make any money.
Yeah, there's no reason to copyright it, but
yeah.
I
People
remember
aren't like begging to steal Han Solo, which is funny because it is a funny song. I'll give it that, but yeah,
I don't know.
It's also just gross. I have mixed feelings about that song for sure. Oh yes, Django's old head. If he just sees him and immediately runs. At least he tried to keep up appearances. But I don't know. I do like the prequels a lot, but you gotta admit they definitely have some writing flaws. Like in this part of the movie, right? Django keeping up appearances is a decent idea, right? But now Obi-Wan knows for sure that Jango Fett is involved with the clones, right? So when Mace Windu shows up on Geonosis and sees Jango Fett standing with, you know, CIS High Command, you think he'd put 2 and 2 together and be like, wait a minute, Jango Fett's hanging out with the CIS people. I guess that's a reason enough to not trust the clone army then, and then boom, no Order 66 from Salt. Yeah. I think that, on one hand, plot holes are over-analyzed in movies, but I think on the other hand, it really depends on the grievousness of the plot hole and, like, how much it affects the movie, how much the, emotional integrity of the film is compromised. I saw a great video essay called the plot holes of Vertigo and why they don't matter. It's a really good one. Vertigo does technically have a plot contrivance, which is that the villain's plan is way too complex and just weird, but it's not enough to like ruin the movie or anything. Oh
yeah, a lot of the times. Oh, sorry. A lot of the times in movies, villains' plans don't necessarily make sense, though. So it's not
yeah, and in that movie especially, I mean, the guy's crazy, and the execution is so good. It really doesn't matter.
In scripts I wrote, like when I really know that the plan of a villain is just ridiculous and just doesn't make sense at all, I'll make a joke about it, just to be like, haha, I know this story, I know this doesn't make any sense, so you can't fault me on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I find that like a lot of bad shows think that being self-aware is like how you get away with bad writing, though. Like, I really don't like Teen Titans Go. I know a lot of people like it, and they're like, oh my god. They're like, oh my god, but it's funny. And I'm like, you do realize that those characters are interchangeable. Not a single one of them actually acts like a member of the Teen Titans. And they could have had any old group of weirdos. Why don't you go ahead and fly across that edge for me there? No, to the left. There's a ton of studs in a canister.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Do you hear the echo of my thing? Because it's kind of annoying me. Or is that just me that's hearing it?
That might just be you. I only hear one of you.
Alright, that's fine. If that means it won't be like this on the video.
We are not suffering together this time. But yeah, yeah. But in my opinion, you know, the characters that you see in Teen Titans Go don't really act like the members of the Teen Titans, and they could really just be any old group of guys that are just kind of weird. And that's kind of why I really don't like it, and why Teen Titans, you know, deserves some more. Yeah, in fact, the reason they canceled it didn't even have to do with business. It had to do with the CEO not understanding its success. But at the time, it was actually the most watched show on all of Cartoon Network. So it's kind of a shame that an ineffective CEO is the reason that any of this even needs to be debated.
I was more in the generation that watched Young Justice than Teen Titans, but I've never actually seen the original Teen Titans. I saw a few episodes of Teen Titans Go, and I'm just never watching that again. I heard Teen Titans was really good, though.
It was really good. Oh, for sure, absolutely. Kind of a product of its time, but still very good. Why don't you go and get that panel for me, bud? That's my point, though.
When was that? Like, was that 2006, 2000? What? When was that?
Yeah, it was like 2004, 2006 range. I don't remember exactly when. But my point is, Teen Titans Go likes to do that a lot, where they think that like being self-aware like fixes everything, and it really doesn't, you know. And I know that like the people who made Teen Titans Go are just doing their jobs, but I also think that that show is just really gross, and just like the result of everything I dislike about TV channels. Like just they're always trying to reach this mythological new audience that isn't there. You can't. It's honestly way harder. Like once you find a loyal audience, once you find a loyal audience, you really should just stick with it.
They're targeting the wrong audience, but there is very much an audience for what they do. Because like, you know,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're still very popular.
That's what I'm saying.
But they're hitting the wrong. Yeah. Like DC fans aren't gonna like that show at all.
Exactly, and that's my point. And not that it has to be exactly like DC. My point is that the only reason it's called Teen Titans Go and not just Go is because they wanted to sell the show to people, and they knew that if it was just another silly show, that the marketing wouldn't work and nobody would care, you know. Because Cartoon Network actually had a lot of bangers that people ignored because they just assumed it wouldn't be as creative as some of the other shows they watched in their childhood. Like I actually liked Flapjack and Chowder quite a bit. Probably not as much Chowder, as like not as good as like Ed, Edd n Eddy, but I always thought those shows were actually pretty good, and I always felt like they were actually pretty underrated. Like a lot of people didn't even watch those shows; they just assumed they weren't as good. You know, they aren't like god tier like some of the other shows we used to get, but they certainly weren't bad.
And I think
I always felt like, you know, the main reason they used Teen Titans was just to sell it to an audience that already existed. But that's kind of lazy and unfair to Teen Titans fans, both the show and the comics. Especially considering those characters don't even act like the original characters. They just act like morons. Kind of just generic comedy morons.
Just doing stupid stuff.
Yeah. Could have been any generic group of weirdos. It didn't have to be the Teen Titans. You know, and the only reason it's okay. The only reason a second version of the show, what's it called? Thundercats Roar didn't happen is because there was so much protest before it even came out. They had like a couple episodes made and they didn't even ever release because people were already so upset with Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Teen Titans. I don't know.
You go ahead.
Teen Titans. Like I'm not in like the group of people that really can complain. It's not like ruined my childhood. Like I watched like a few episodes of the original Teen Titans. It just like it wasn't bad or anything. It just wasn't like, you know. It's just like okay, just like kind of not my thing. It's not really not my thing either, though. It's just like
no. I mean, but that's my thing. Like it's funny, and they should have sold the show on its actual merits, in my opinion, as opposed to just, you know, utilizing an already successful IP just to sell a show that was already going to be pretty funny. And, you know, they've had the backlash, and that's what's so weird. Like, they got the backlash as the show was coming out, and it still does here and there, so not as much. And they're always saying, oh, well, people think that we, you know, we don't have a right to exist because we took someone else's IP or whatever. And I'm like, so you're acknowledging it, but you're going to keep on doing it. Like, that doesn't do anything, you know? It's like calling out, like, one of your friends on their behavior, and they're like, I know, I'm a bad person. and you're like, are you gonna work on it? And they're like, nah. Like, nobody wants friends like that. It's the same thing. Like, get a grip, man. Like, that's the problem is, you know, my biggest problem is with the marketing. I think I'm not mad at the writers. I think they're doing their job, and I think they wrote a funny show. But the marketing people insisted it be about Teen Titans, and that's just really dumb. Could have just been a funny show. You know, the thing I just noticed, this was technically more accurate when Obi-Wan lands Geonosis in what's it called? In Complete Saga, it's not nighttime, but in the movie it's nighttime. So this game at least gets that level of accuracy right.
Oh, that's cool. Probably just wanted to do it for better lighting, though.
Probably. If the Lego characters aren't well lit, they can look extra fakey, like fakier than they already look. Oh, the doorbell. See, this whole thing was retextured. Beautiful. You see, this whole thing was retextured. For the like that whole doorway was redone. It's gonna be really funny seeing the difference there. Of course, we love Episode 2 Anakin. He fights like Episode 3 Anakin. He's got all the extra flips going on, you know, and he does look at all the flips he does, you know. That's like what, 4 when he double jumps? Let me see. Yeah, I think it's 4. And of course a double backflip, and you can do a triple one if you do your jump attack. Anakin is radical now, bro. He's got all of his flips. Don't ever let me say that ever again. It's not the 90s anymore.
Okay. What, radical?
Radical.
I say rad sometimes. That's not like. I also don't use modern. Too bad? Yeah, I also don't usually like say modern things though, because I kind of think they're stupid. But
sure.
You know. Well, actually, it depends. It's like I'm not gonna talk like most people. Like I'm not gonna talk like a 5-year-old. Like I'm not gonna be like.
Yeet that.
Yeah, something like that. I was gonna use different examples, but yeah, that pretty much captures it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You having fun there?
Yeah, I like getting crushed. Let's just time this better. Yeah,
oh man, I think if you just walk and like have faith, you know, just do it right from the edge and just keep running. Dang.
Oh man.
Well, I'm getting your boost. Oh no!
Nothing loose. There we go.
Yeah, see, you have to like walk at just the right time, basically. It's kind of difficult, to be honest.
I was watching my I don't know. I think he's 5 or 6, my cousin. But it was like I don't know. I made a joke about Fortnite, and then he was like, "We love Fortnite" or something like that. I'm just like, little kids these days.
Yeah.
It's like,
I saw this guy saying that he likes Fortnite just because it keeps the kids off of like games for adults. And I was like, that's fair. That's a reason to like Fortnite. That's a valid reason.
I don't mind Fortnite.
Yeah.
I'll play with my friends. It's not my favorite thing, but you know, a lot of the fan base of it is super cringe.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like,
honestly, if anything, I'm impressed that it's become this like all-stars phenomenon where like they have so many IPs now. They kind of deserve some respect for that, honestly. Why don't you come to my end for a minute? We're gonna go over here. I don't know if we'll accomplish anything. I can't remember what kind of panel's up there, but why don't you find out for me? Go and go and grapple up there. Shoot that target for me. Aha! So we can do this early. Okay, I'm gonna drop out. Why don't you swing across? I have a plan. I have a dream. I'm gonna try and fly now. Do you want to drop out for me?
Yeah.
Oh god, that line was so bad. They fly now. Buddy, we've had jetpacks since before the Clone Wars. Yes, they fly now. What do you expect? That means nothing. He should not have been surprised by that. Alright, so we can't fly far enough, so we'll just keep going.
I like the interview or something. There's like when they were talking about that, and like John Boyega was like, they literally had jetpacks since the Clone Wars.
Yeah. John Boyega said a lot of stuff to GQ. That was always one of my favorite interviews because he just admitted that he thought Finn was a bad character. He was like keeping it to himself because, you know, Disney payroll. But once he was off the payroll, he was like, no, Ryan ruined Finn. I was like, oof. You didn't have to do him that dirty. You can go ahead and do the target.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dumb.
once you shoot it, go ahead and just like drop out as soon as possible, I guess. Or actually, no, it won't matter. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna clutch it. You can come on down. I was gonna try and get up on that canister thing. I'm gonna try and show off. I've only ever pulled it off with high jumpers though. If you're really cool, you can get on up on that canister there. You don't have to do all the puzzling, especially if you're on single player mode. You know what? I'm gonna try it. Oh, I got it! Yo, you made it too! Let's go! Man, that is crazy. Ooh. Oh, do you know what? We need it to get R2 though, so let's go get him. Let's go rescue the R2 here. Or, yeah, no, you were doing the right thing, actually. Yeah. Then we'll just plop down here. There's a target for you.
Alright, this is gonna sound like a weird question, but what's your opinion on Among Us, since we're talking about trendy, dead trendy things? Or, well, Fortnite's not dead,
It's a fun game, but I only play it with my friends, since most pubs are little kids, who don't, yeah, I enjoy playing with my, actually, in fact, it was really funny, I just had an Among Us party with some of my guildmates recently, and we really enjoyed ourselves. We hadn't played the new map yet, so, no, it's a fun game, it's a classic concept, really, there's nothing wrong with it. Oh, can we not get R2 all the way up here? Well, I gotta try to do this.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't go up all the way. Okay, I didn't know that.
I used to play it with other Lego Star Wars YouTubers, but now that since it's kind of dead, and like after the new update came, and like there was like, I don't know, they did a thing where like everyone would kick you for their lobby for no reason and stuff. It just got super annoying at one point.
Yeah, I can't stand playing with pubs in that game. They aren't particularly friendly or sportsmanlike, so.
And none of my friends play Among Us, so
Yeah.
there's no reason to play it. But
yeah, I think it's great with friends, but there's a lot of games just like Among Us, you know. All right, well, I'm gonna start moving Cerebro around. If you wanna just start getting those studs back there. This will take a minute, anyways.
all right.
Should be able to do both at once if we're careful. Go and get that
No.
kit. Yeah, very nice.
I have gone from being, I don't know, I've gone from a huge fan of the Lego gaming subreddit to kind of thinking it's stupid. Because everyone just says the exact same stupid theories all the time, like, oh, we're gonna get Lego this because Lego that, and I just go and I always just rain on their parades in the comment and then get downvoted because I'm actually thinking logically.
Yeah.
But
you know the thing, this entire area looks so much better in the Complete Saga, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But no, I agree. I mean, I know we met on the Reddit, so I'm glad that happened.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to play Lego games with friends more often. I've beaten these games solo so many times. I need something new, you know.
How many people did you add on that one? Like, how many people actually did you find with that?
I got 2 other guys, but they aren't as enthusiastic as you. I met a European guy who played the Complete Saga with me for a day, and he was nice. I met another guy with the same first name as me, which is cool. But he, one second, I'm gonna fly over here. But he's not really keen on playing Lego games. Normally he does D&D stuff. So yeah, and that's okay. It's not a big deal. But you're kind of the only one who's like as big of a fan as I am, I think.
Alright. Yeah. I don't know. Like, that would be a thing today. I probably wouldn't have commented on that thing, but I'm like, at that point, I was just like, why not?
You're right. Sure.
Yeah, I did that with some guy on the Arkham subreddit, and he was just such a jerk. Like, of course we couldn't play together, but he's like, you just want to talk about, like, comics and stuff, but he was just, like, such a jerk.
Yeah. Comic fans can be really iffy, you know? I for one, get tired of complaining about fandoms, but some do genuinely, like, attract certain types of people more than others. And I think that the Lego community is actually pretty positive. But I think they're a little over-attached to positivity, and they like talking about speculation, and that sort of talk doesn't really intrigue me, kind of like how it is for you. Oh, right. These shields kind of hard to see.
Oh, I couldn't even see them. I just thought it was just like, just wasn't letting me walk there.
It's a lot brighter red in the next game. You gotta walk around that. And go through here.
Yeah, so when I first added him, like, I was like fine for a day, but then like the next day, like, my grandpa died, and then I got COVID. So it's just like I had like a, you know, it was just like I was having like a horrible week, and then when I so I didn't talk to him for like the 2 weeks that I was recovering, And then, like, he was just, like, a jerk about that. He was like, well, you should have talked to me. I'm like, I couldn't move out of my bed. I couldn't talk to you.
Yeah. And see, now I've had COVID for like a week and a half, and I had to deal with my car getting towed by my own apartment complex, even though I pay them to put a sticker on my car that says, hey, don't tow this car. And they were like, oh, we wouldn't have towed it if we knew you had COVID. And I'm like, then, okay, why did you tow it at all if I pay you not to tow it, you know? It's crazy. It's not like they have a shortage of parking spots. It's just a way for them to make more money. It's very shameful, honestly. They should not have done that.
It's just a prank.
Yeah, and I try to convince them to pay for the towing bill, but nah. I just had to spend like $300 on a whim. It's fine. Go ahead and, you want to go up there, bud. But yeah, that was really frustrating because I just paid rent. That's the other thing. Like, I pay rent on time. Like, they should have been nicer to a guy who always pays rent on time. But that's the thing, you know. Like,
so the moral of the lesson is don't pay your rent on time.
Yeah, right. Not like that does anything for me. I mean, of course, there's like late fees, but I was definitely. I do not know why I bothered doing that at all. Definitely frustrating to see that kind of behavior from my landlady.
Oh man.
Yeah, you gotta come more towards us a little bit. Ooh. Come more towards us a little bit. You actually haven't lost that many suds. I've been watching your sud counter.
For some reason. Alright, it doesn't, it looks off, but...
No, you gotta go more towards, like, us. There you go. There you go. Yeah, there you go. You can fly over. Yeah. See, it has to be out of the way of the bridge. Oh my god!
Oh, wait, what?
We can't share the screen. Oh no. You see, they changed a lot of stuff. The amount of cameras they fixed in the second game as well, I swear.
Yeah. People think we're getting Lego DCEU because TT Games had a promotional banner of Lego Batman vs Superman on their homepage or something, and
oh
I'm
my
like,
goodness, that means nothing.
Well, yeah, it's just like DC is an IP that they use a lot, and there's just promotional art that looks cool, and there's no way they're making a Batman vs Superman game in that would be 2023 by the time it would even come out.
Yeah.
And the DCEU doesn't even have enough content where they could actually make a game, or usable content anyway. Like, they wouldn't do Suicide Squad. They wouldn't. Actually, pretty much most of the stuff they would be able to use, but still not much of it is interesting.
Yeah. Well, did they even do Suicide Squad sets?
They did loose tie-ins, but they can't say Suicide, so...
Yeah, well, they also shouldn't be advertising for a rated R film. At least in my opinion, they shouldn't be.
They don't do a rated but Suicide Squad, the 2016 one was at PG-13, though.
Oh, was it? Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Everyone thinks it's it was questionable, but it was rated PG-13.
Huh. There you go.
I remember watching it the first time, and I'm just like, what even is this? And my friend told me it was like the best DC film ever. I'm like, oh.
Mm-hmm. I still think.
Yeah,
I still think that goes to Dark Knight personally. I really like the Dark Knight. I know that's like a common opinion, but it is really good. I'm sorry. That script is so tight. Very well done. But obviously, I like other DC films, but.
I watched that with my grandpa. Though I have to. Well, I had to. This one's still alive, but I was watching that, and it was just super awkward because like the Batman he knew was like the Adam West Batman, and then it was just the
That's the complete opposite right there.
Yeah.
So like he never saw the Tim Burton ones, or Val Kilmer even.
Well, actually, he might because I don't.
Or well, Val Kilmer played him in Forever.
Yeah, Forever. Yeah, I liked Forever. That's my popular opinion.
Forever's okay. I find the lines that the girls say are so corny. When she's like, hot entrance, I was like, oh my god, kill me. That was so corny. I tried rewatching it recently. I couldn't make it all the way, but I definitely liked it as a kid. It's very corny, but I wouldn't call it bad by any means.
If you see, it's not as bad as Batman and Robin.
No, Batman and Robin's still way worse. Little bit of technical nonsense there, but we're just gonna assume that it's working. Go play Jedi Battle. Yeah.
Yep. I'm so excited. Funny thing is, first time we recorded this, we had a really good competition.
So I can tell you what we were talking about. So right as the last level was ending, we were talking about how your grandpa went straight from watching Adam West Batman to freaking The Dark Knight, which had to have been the rudest awakening ever. Like the oh no, worried grandfather. Okay, you know, she was funny. This is something I can relate it to. So I have a lot of Jewish people on my mom's side of the family, and I saw The Force Awakens with my uncle and my grandmother close to when it first came out in Michigan. And this was the last movie I watched with my grandma. My poor grandma, that was the movie she went out on. But she literally, you know what her first comment was about that whole movie? The first thing she thought of, she said, I wasn't really scared of the villain very much. He seemed like a nice Jewish boy. I was like, well, I mean, he kind of is, Grandma, in real life, you know. I was just dying. It was so funny. He is but an Adam Driver. Nothing wrong with him. It was a very amusing comment for sure.
Yeah, Kylo Ren was just, he wasn't, everyone says he carries the trilogy. I wasn't a fan of him. He was kind of emo. He was Darth Vader, but emo.
He was Jason Solo, but worse. That's all he is. Yeah, that's what he is. And even then, like, I think that he gets so much credit just for not being as terrible as everyone else. And like, listen, he's still so bad though. The way he throws tantrums at wall computers takes away all villain credibility early. Yeah. Let's go get that early mini kit.
The thing with me is everyone says like there's one person who carried the movie. I don't think there's a single character I actually consistently liked throughout the whole series. Like I liked them all in except for Kylo Ren in Force Awakens. I liked Rey, I liked Poe, I liked Finn. Last Jedi I hated them all.
I just straight up only liked Poe all the way back in oh wait, can you get that mini kit up there? Or these mini kits up here? I mean, I didn't even like Rey or Finn already, because I just thought they were really bland, and Rey was already acting like a Mary Sue.
I was stupid in 2015. I mean, that. But I always loved The Force Awakens just because of the experience I had with it. It's like, it was one of the first, like, I didn't go to movie theaters for years, just because my parents were like, oh, we'll just get it on Redbox when it comes available to rent, it's cheaper. But, so that's kind of what I always did, but, my uncle took me to Star Wars, and then I kind of sucked. And then, you know, he stopped taking me to movies in, like, 2017. But, you know, like, go buy your own tickets, but,
you know,
I think the last movie I saw with him was Lego Batman.
That movie was pretty funny, I'll give it that, but it was also just weird. I know that it was like the Lego movie universe, but Batman, but still. Why don't you go ahead and come up here and shoot the target for me? We'll just,
Oh, look, I forgot I could grapple.
Yeah, yeah, that is a thing you can do, yes.
Yeah, my cousin
you can come
broke her ankle in when watching when we were at the theater to watch Rogue One. My cousin like broke her ankle or something tripping down the
Oh, the platform.
This is not gonna work.
I think it already stopped moving. It's fine. I'm just gonna get this real quick.
Yeah, so my cousin like broke her ankle tripping down the stairs of the theater and when we were watching Rogue One.
God, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was kind of it wasn't funny, but at the same time it was.
I know what you mean. Like, you love your cousin, but bro, you fell and broke your ankle. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my uncle, or one of my uncles anyways, I should say, is in the television industry now. And there was like this really guilt-trippy thing he said when we were having a family like FaceTime, and he was like, well, all the real fans are excited to see episode 9, and I was like, bro, you are literally a writer. Don't tell me you actually think those movies are good. If you do, then like, what am I even bothering to write for? If you think those movies are good and you're writing, like, I don't know. My uncle's just kind of a rude person in general, just saying. He's just not an enjoyable person for me. Like, a lot of my family likes him, but he's just airing out dirty laundry at this point. Here's some tea for you guys. My uncle's actually a really mean person. He wouldn't like give me any text or phone calls for like 5 years, but he would get on my Facebook and tell me my memes were stupid, and I'm like, they're memes, Uncle. That's the point.
Was this the same? Wait, was this the same? Didn't you have like an uncle that has like seen the Batman already or something like that, or?
No, I have a friend who's seen it though. I have a friend in the film industry. He's in the Actors Guild. My uncle's in the Writers Guild. But he hasn't seen Batman. But I do have a friend.
Okay,
in
I
the
remember you
Actors
said someone's
Guild.
seen Batman already.
Yeah, yeah, he's already seen the new Batman, and he thought it was really good. He wasn't supposed to tell anybody, but some people do get to see it early.
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was like supposed to be a secret thing, and I wasn't supposed to say it. But
I won't lose my YouTube channel to that, and he won't lose his job. No one knows about my channel.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if like I get like 1 million subs like a few years down the line, and they go all the way back to this crappy video, and they're like, "Yo, hey."
Your friend loses his job.
They're like, "I know exactly which friend that is. He dies."
Yes.
Wait, but yeah, no, he thought it was really good and did exactly what the director has been advertising it as, which is really leaning into the detective stuff. But I don't know.
I'm really curious on it because it's like I'm really curious about it. I went from like zero excitement to be like after the trailers came out. It's like it actually seems really good, but it's supposed to be like super like gory and super intense, but it's also still going to be PG-13. So it's kind of like
yeah,
I kind of see how
people were surprised by the PG-13 thing, but
I don't think you need to. I don't think it's necessary to be rated R to tell a good story. I think people just like. I don't know. Especially, I mean, Gotham is like a dark thing, but it's like the Dark Knight trilogy. Those were rated PG-13 and stuff. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know. You can tell a good story with it.
And my mom was surprised the Dark Knight was not rated R after seeing it. And I was like, but they don't show anything. They just apply it all. And she's like, yeah, I guess so. And she was very shocked by that. Oh, there he is. Dang.
Apparently, like they had like basically no bad language because of the violence and stuff. Like they had to, you know, we can't compromise it.
Yeah. Not that curse words automatically make a thing more mature. If anything, I find some people think that as long as your script's in the curse words, curse words in the script, then that automatically means that people take your show seriously. I just care if the dialogue like makes sense. Let's see if we can pull off the thing again. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. Ah, dang! He floated back.
Nope.
So for those of you who don't know, this is our second attempt recording this particular level. And when we last did it, the bomb blew up right on Django in an instant. I think we have to reflect. See, this is an easier fight in Complete Saga, because you can just jump into him over and over again. Come on. Ah, and I pressed it wrong. We're both playing like morons right now. Hold on, where's Padme? I'm about to just go full lazy mode on this.
Have you seen the movie 1917?
No. Is it good?
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's rated R. It's like a war movie, but you know, so you think it's gonna be like brutal, graphic, and stuff. It's rated R because it says the F word 17 times. It's like
the soldiers do curse a lot, and I can't say I blame them.
But it's like,
could you imagine being like, "Darn it, that bullet almost hit me."
Gosh darn it! Those darn bullets. Oh.
Hot dang, Corporal.
Oh.
That would be awful, bro. It's a terrible movie.
Oh. But it kind of seems like if you're gonna do that, might as well just make it like go full out like on it, cause it's, I don't know. I'm not a fan of like overly gory stuff or anything, but if you're gonna do a brutal war movie, make it a brutal war movie. Don't make it R because it's bad language.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. It's like, do you need those F words at that point? Because I mean, I don't know. There are some really good war movies that are only PG-13. So all right, I'm gonna hit Dexter's Diner here. I'll save up.
Yeah, my dad is you know, he likes history a lot, so I have to wind up watching a bunch of war movies. And
yeah, but speaking of war films, historical films and stuff, because my brother and some of my best friends, they're really into war and history. I was just watching Kingdom of Heaven just randomly yesterday, and I don't even know why. And a lot of people don't like that movie, and I really had to look into it. Why is this? Oh my gosh. This is crazy. I switched saves and the audio went back. Yeah, so Kingdom of Heaven. A lot of people don't like Kingdom of Heaven. I had to Google it. But the reason why is because the movie tries to end, like, triumphantly. And the main character, who's, like, such a big hero and, like, saved Jerusalem, he actually surrendered it, like, a month later. He surrendered the city to the Muslims, like, a month later in actual history. And I just thought that was really funny. It's like, oh... So that whole point the movie was trying to make was all for naught. It was an interesting time in history, though, because it was primarily French nobles that had power in Jerusalem that was kind of uncommon. Like there's one of the antagonists of the film is Reynald de Chatillon. And he gets decapitated by the king of the Muslim army at the time. It was very interesting stuff. And they have it's so weird, they have Orlando Bloom playing like a tough as nails knight. Oh no! Just because he's in Lord of the Rings, pretty much. At least that's how it feels. It feels like he's just in it because of Lord of the Rings. I'm about to crash on purpose because I don't want to miss that mini kit.
He was also in Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
Right.
Or was that someone else?
He was Will Turner in that. And don't get me wrong, I think that he is a really good actor, but the character and history he's playing just feels a lot more like they should have gotten someone who's more gruff in real life. They were like, oh, well, he's in Lord of the Rings, so we have to get in. I'm like, I don't know. I think that's like the main reason they casted him, to be honest. Lord of the Rings did so well. But they could have casted somebody maybe a little bit better. Just because of the way he looks, it takes me out sometimes. They want him to be so tough. And I'm like, he's Orlando Bloom. He's so pretty. Like, why you gotta have Orlando Bloom playing this gruff knight, you know? That was kind of bizarre, but it doesn't ruin the movie for me. Honestly, besides the historical accuracy, I don't think the movie's that bad at all. I think the movie is very enjoyable to watch. An interesting time in history, to be sure. And great battles. Fight choreography is a bit of a mess because, well, not the fight choreography, but the cinematography. Like they like their shaky cam too much, but I'm sure at the time people thought that was super cool, you know.
This is a bad movie, but have you seen the movie Pompeii?
I have seen it, yeah.
I don't like that movie.
Well, people don't like Troy because it's not just like the book, and I'm like, okay, but the movie as a movie is great though.
What's your opinion on Pompeii? I thought it was just super weird, and it just didn't really. I don't know what they were trying to do. Like the plot just changes. Like it's an hour and 30 minutes in or whatever. Well, no, an hour and 20 minutes in, and the plot changes for the last 10 minutes. Like, oh, volcano. We forgot. They forgot about the volcano until the last 10 minutes.
I thought it was fine. I saw it in middle school. I thought it was okay. I never loved it. I have mixed feelings about that movie for sure. I don't think it's that great.
Yeah, one of my things is like it's like a, you know, I don't remember the characters' names, but it's like Kit Harington, whatever the other and the actress name. They had like absolutely no chemistry, and it's like the whole story is like built on like their love story, but then like
yeah,
like
but yeah, I agree. The chemistry is not super believable, and in Game of Thrones even, I wasn't actually sold on their chemistry. A lot of people were. I thought it was just fine. It was just like acceptable. There's something I want to backtrack for a minute actually.
Alright.
So when earlier we were talking about Spider-Man 3 when I was playing this mission last. So I was just thinking about something in the Venom fight. Hold on, we gotta sacrifice ourselves real quick. In the Venom fight, there's a moment where new Neo Goblin, I guess, finally flies in. And there's these. Goblin it zooms Jr. in on these two. Goblin Jr. They finally zoom in on these. They zoom in on these two kids. One of them just goes, "Awesome!" and the other says, "I shit, you know." He says, "Wicked cool." And even as like a 12-year-old, when I saw that movie in theaters, I was like, "That is the worst line I've ever heard in a movie." Why do they say "wicked cool"? I feel like The Dark Knight always did my favorite version of like showing the kids reacting to the real-life superhero. Which was just simply, he like knocked off their mom's mirror and they just looked at each other. They didn't say anything annoying. They just looked at each other like, whoa, Batman is
It would have been better.
Stuff.
It would have been better. Oh, sorry. I'll do it. I'll stand on the thing. You just. It would have been. Oh, wait. It would have been better if in Dark Knight if they said "wicked cool."
Yeah, you can go ahead and jump now.
All right.
I think you need a high jumper. I just want to make sure for this part. Go ahead and try to get up there if you can.
I don't think. Oh, not. I don't think I can, but I'll try.
Here, why don't you stand on the button actually, or no? I'll stay here. You're already there. Just try and get up there from the stone part. Yeah, it's a high jumper thing. We'll be fine. We'll come back for it.
I don't know.
This level is weird because it's straight up just a boss fight, so the mini kits are really close together.
I have weird taste in Oh, here let me. Yeah, oh wait, here, just let me stand on the button.
Yeah, we gotta take turns. So now
I have weird taste in there's like movies that everyone hates that I love, and then there's movies that everyone loves that I hate, and so it's just like
I don't think it makes you weird. I think that a lot of people think about movies disregarding story structure now, or like worrying about how believable things are for some reason. And I think that like corporate like interests, they figured out the best way to mess with our like monkey brains and get us hyped for a movie before it even comes out. And that practice in particular is really annoying. Like I remember watching Red Letter Media talking about Star Wars Celebration. Let's just jump down. And they were saying that during Star Wars Celebration, showing off Force Awakens before it came out, and they were like, this is actually the exact same tactics they use at political rallies. I was like, oh my god, he's right. They're doing like political rally nonsense at this point because they just want to sell the movie so badly before it comes out. By the way, why don't we look for some extra studs before this gets out of hand, before he kills us a bunch of times? We're here, we'll use this thing in the background. But I thought I think that's a big part of what plays into people having different opinions, because some people just want to see like a well-written movie that's like different from what they've seen before. Other people are just like, they're already sold on this corporate like propaganda that the movie is good before it even comes out. And it's just very disappointing, honestly.
Something that's like, so when Batman vs Superman came out, it's like it was like pretty much everyone hated it. Like I didn't like it. Like I'm not saying it's like you're wrong if you like it. I still don't like it to this day. But after like the whole like release the Snyder Cut thing, like everyone just started loving the Snyder movies. It's just like kind of out of nowhere. I just
everyone hated them until they heard about the Snyder Cut. That was bizarre.
I don't know where the love came from. It's just like it wasn't there, and then it just came there randomly.
And the whole time I thought those movies were garbage. I never even saw the Snyder Cut because it's so long, and I'm like, you expect me to endure another 4 hours of Snyder movies? No.
I watched. I don't know. I watched like an hour or so. It was just dumb. It wasn't. It was bad. It wasn't a bad movie. It was just like, I just didn't care enough to watch 4 hours of it. Like, it was 4 hours, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 4 hours.
See, like 4 hours. Yeah, it's way too long.
That's right, we have to push his lightning back together. You gotta help me push this lightning back at him. I know that's different from the Complete Saga version.
I didn't remember. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I didn't remember that.
Yeah, in Complete Saga, it's you just have to hit him while he's lightninging us, which is what they do, you know, in the next Count Dooku fight, obviously. One of my there's a music producer that I actually like, who's very good at helping musicians simplify their work and not like be too crazy with how much content they put on an album. I always felt that the Star Wars prequels would have benefited from picking one Darth and sticking with it. The fact that they change every time is what cumbersome and makes you not care about any of the villains, you know. And unpopular opinion, I always thought Count Dooku was the best of Grievous Dooku and Darth Maul.
That's unpopular?
It's just very unpopular. People worship Darth Maul, and I always thought that
but that's
was
kind of after Clone Wars. That's kind of after Clone Wars. Like Dooku is definitely the best in out of the.
I don't know. I thought people always worshipped him just because of his double-sided lightsaber, and that's not a character trait. He had one line, you know. One line.
It is a trait. It is a trait. He looks cool. There we go. But no, yeah, Dooku is definitely. I do like Grievous because he was a helicopter.
He was a helicopter man, though. You have credit is due where credit is due. Hell, especially in the Lego game, he just straight up helicopters at the end of his combos. Just spins around. You don't get to see that awesome stuff in the movie. That's just in this game and in the old Clone Wars show. I don't know. The Clone Wars show was also worshipped at first, and I never thought that the CGI Clone Wars show was as good as the cartoon one, not until like the later seasons. Like, I don't know. I always had this problem where I was spoiled by old EU content. So whenever like they try to give us new stuff that didn't try as hard, that was still decent, I was like, it's crap. Nowadays,
I like how some guy named Michael Jackson was.
Yeah. Michael's a common name, and Jackson is too.
Yeah.
I bet he got so many like bad jokes in like the studios at TT though.
Yeah.
Dang, can we not skip this? Oh, there we go. I'm just spamming buttons. ... Even though it's not complete game, we didn't complete nothing. Now here's what hold on. So you were asking about the mic. Oh, it's still there. That's so weird. Why is the mic still there? Ah, yes.
Oh, yeah.
The see now you're a really fast character now. You're just faster than me, straight up. All right. Well, I think that's our time for this episode. I got a little bit of ranting at the end there. I'll probably slice it down. I'll probably slice it down a little bit, but that's okay. I think that, you know, it's fun talking about nerd stuff in general. So, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Next time, next week, we will be going and getting into the free play of episode 2 to wrap this game up. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Take it easy. Have a nice day.